Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the best shooting guards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM here on this tier list. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 11,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. Starting off with Alex English, who's probably like B or C tier. I don't think he's that great. I think we got a lot of elite shooting guards, especially recently, that have been added to the game. We only have about 23 cards on this list, so if there are any shooting guards that I leave off the list that you'd like to hear my thoughts on, feel free to leave a comment and I'll let you know where I would rank those cards on this list. It's possible I missed somebody who deserved to be on this list. Definitely has happened before and will happen again. But Alex English, I think I'm going to go like B because he's a solid card. He's got a good release, Carmelo release, good stats, solid defender, good enough size. Pretty good card. Not great, just not bad either. Anton Jamison, I think, is actually pretty solid. He's a brand new card today, or I guess yesterday when y'all are seeing this video. He's 6'8", so he's got good enough size, good shooter, capable defender, good all-around stats. This cover base is pretty good. Movement is all right. I think he's a pretty solid card. I think he's a better version than Alex English. Is he quite good enough to be A tier? I think is very debatable. I'm going to actually do this for now. Both these guys might wind up getting moved up A tier, but I do think Anton Jamison's a really solid all-around card. Probably definitely B tier, maybe even A. I think he's definitely A. I'm going to leave it Jamison A for now. Ben Mathurin, I just basically skipped over Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is not good. This card is not good. Now, the playoff Anthony Edwards, which I don't have included on this list, is definitely better. I will say that. This is the one I should have put on this list, to be completely honest. The Evo version of Anthony Edwards. This Anthony Edwards, the not domination one, would probably go something like, because he does have a better release, or sped up release a little bit more. He's got better SIGs, better dunk animations, and better stats and badges. This Anthony Edwards is probably, I know he's only 6'5" still, so he's probably B tier if I had the playoffs one on there. The domination one, on the other hand, is D tier, so keep that in mind. The playoff Anthony Edwards, the Dark Matter, which I should have probably put on here, is a B tier shooting guard. I think Ben Mathurin, in all honesty, is either C or D as well. I'm not a big fan of this card, to be completely honest. 6'7", but he doesn't look 6'7". His player build is not that big. Shooting, I mean, his stats and badges are okay, but they're not like insane at this point in the year. His release is good, but Kobe escape isn't the best escape in the world. His dunk animations aren't crazy. He doesn't move all that great. He's just pretty mid. I think he's like C or D, to be completely honest. I'll go C for now, but I think this is probably a fairer list. We'll go Clyde Drexler at A tier. Really solid card still. Good release, really good slasher, great stats and badges, very complete, good enough size, super solid option. Drazen Petrovic is pretty much exclusively a shooter. Doesn't do a ton else. I know his stats and badges are pretty decent because he's a recent card, but he is undersized at 6'5". Not the greatest defender in the world. Release is very nice, I will say. It's good enough release, and his movement is okay. I don't like the Kyrie size that much. Chris Paul escape's okay. He does have quick drops, which is nice. Does help him out, but I still think he's a C tier guy, to be completely honest. George Gervin's going to go B tier, high B for me. I like the card. I don't love the card. Release isn't insane. Movement isn't insane. Stats and badges are very good, but he's not jump off the page you amazing. Very solid card, but not unbelievably incredible. Another guy that by the way, I'm realizing I'm missing because I'm doing Glenn Rice right now is Eddie Jones. I would have Eddie Jones and Glenn Rice on the exact same level, and I think that's B tier. Both good. Not insane. They both have Trey escape. They both have moved pretty well, and they both have solid releases, but they're both a little bit undersized. Not the greatest defensive cards in the world. Eddie Jones' player build isn't that good. Glenn Rice just isn't that insane all around as a card, but I think they both go B tier. Gordon Hayward's going to go C tier for me. Really good shooter. Doesn't do a ton else. Release isn't unbelievably good. Don't think he's an incredible card, but I don't think he's bad either. Grant Hill is 6'8" with a very good player with elite defense and elite slashing and a fast release, but he doesn't move that well. So for me, I just can't go higher than B tier for him. Jalen Williams' release stinks. I think he's D tier. I'm sorry. I just don't like the release. If he had a better release, he'd be a good card, but he's only 6'6", and he doesn't have a good enough release. He's got to go D tier. Dr. J also has to go D tier at this point. I'm sorry. A little bit outdated in terms of his SIGs. His release is only on normal timing, even though it was a good release for its time. It's really not anymore. It's just too slow. Player build's good. He's a good dunker, but it's past his time. Dr. J's, he's not it anymore. Kawhi's release isn't good enough to be higher than C tier in my opinion. I don't know if that's a crazy take. And I know we don't have any S tier cards yet, but they're coming. Don't worry. I think Kawhi could be B, could be C. Another guy that I'm realizing I'm forgetting is Scottie Pippen. That's another guy. So Scottie Pippen and Eddie Jones, both of whom I would put probably B tier. Scottie Pippen, one of the best 3-and-D guys in the game, kind of like Grant Hill. Not going to do a ton in terms of shot creation. I don't like Kawhi's release, so that's why he's C tier. KG is S tier. He's 6'11" with a very good release, capable movement, and elite level defense. He's a top tier card. Kobe is going to go B tier. Very solid, but not insane release. Same thing with the movement. Only 6'6". Good card, not insane. Lou Hudson isn't good. I think he's D tier. Not a huge fan of this card. I don't think he does a ton all that good. Malik Sealy's going to go high A. I don't think he's quite S, but I do think he's a really good all-around card. Big fan of him as a free reward. So, Paul George, same level as Kawhi. Bad releases, good at everything else, but bad release matters, and that puts you C. Ricky Davis, I think, is better than everyone in B. I think he's a very good shot creator. I think he goes A. And now we get to the last 4 cards on this list. Steve Smith, S tier. Could be argued anywhere from the 3rd best shooting guard in the game to the 5th best shooting guard in the game, but he is a top 5 shooting guard with elite SIGs, very good size, a great release, and really good stats and badges. Terry Dischinger is a top 2 shooting guard in the game. I don't think he's number 1. Some people do, but he's an incredible card. Elite level release. KPJ base is the best base in the game, in my opinion. Both he and Tracy McGrady, who's also S tier, have it. I think T-Mac being an inch taller with a better upper, in my opinion, the Oscar upper over the Carmelo upper on his KPJ is a slightly better card. I think he plays a little bit better defensively, and I like his release just a tiny bit more, which is why he goes S tier. And then Big Z also goes S tier. So 4 consecutive S tiers because Big Z is 7'3". I understand he's slow, but he's got a good release. He's an absolute matchup nightmare at the 2. I think he's an incredible card. Both KG and Big Z are going to be S tier in the shooting guard tier list and probably in the small forward tier list as well. Spoiler alert. But I think this is about all I have to say on the shooting guard position today. Now, the one thing that I will note again, I forgot Scottie Pippen and I forgot Eddie Jones, both of whom would probably be in the B tier. And y'all may make some comments on guys like Kawhi and PG being in C tier. I just think release is super important. If you don't care as much about release, these cards might be better for you. But for me, release is one of the most important things about a card. I don't think their releases are good enough. That despite the fact they're great defenders with really good size and a lot of good going for them, I just think they're C tier. But again, if there's anybody that I left off the list that you'd like to hear my thoughts on anything like that, feel free to leave a comment. I'll let you know what I think about those cards. I do hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.